From the culture of the American South, where roots hold stories, comes a natural deodorant inspired by generations of wisdom. Introducing Rootwork, the all-natural foundational Black American-based deodorant infused with the magic of High John the Conqueror root. Our unique blend enriched with this legendary root offers 24-hour protection, rooted in the power of nature. Embrace this deodorant that celebrates culture, history, and your well-being. Unlock the magic of Rootwork today. Experience the pure essence of nature. Visit rootworkstyle.com and make the switch to a healthier cultural choice.
All right, Nathaniel.
Hello, Tariq. Can you hear me?
What's up? I hear you, Nathaniel. How are you?
Just your friendly neighborhood SWS. But how are you doing, Tariq?
I'm good. Now, when we were speaking, you were making a bunch of thumbs downs and you were doing a lot of gesticulating with the emojis over there. What was that about?
Oh, you're just not a fan of what you've been saying. I did want to ask you a question about that. But before I do, just wanted to give you a huge shout out for this. I have it right here. This root work that I bought last month. This thing is phenomenal. Let me tell you, man. This thing is
What
great.
scent did you get?
You know, I wanted to get the lavender, but it was sold out. So I said, hey, I'm pure white, so let me get the pure vanilla. And so I have the pure vanilla here. It's about, what, 2.5 ounces. The
Yes.
FBA women have
Yes,
been
indeed.
all over me. There's only about 4 or 5 FBA women in Des Moines, Iowa. But let me tell you, man, they've been all over me. And I've been having to get them off of me because, FBA women aren't my cup of tea. So just thank you, though, for the root
Yeah.
work. This thing it's phenomenal. You can, for those of
Yes,
you guys who are
indeed. Yes,
listening, go to rootworkstyle.com and get you some root work. I know you guys are very musty UFBAs, so
yeah.
you guys can
Now,
really use
since
some of
you got the
this.
root now, since you got the root work, does it cover the wet dog smell that y'all be getting in those trailer parks? How does it work with that? I haven't
Well, does
tested
it
it yet
cover
on that.
the smell that you guys get from the pickup games at the YMCA?
Well, no, we smell fresh, but yeah, that wet dog scent, that usually is something that's kind of troublesome, and I think that vanilla will work good on that. It's a very good, powerful, natural deodorant. So, I really appreciate you using that. But anyway, what else is on your mind? And also, I got some other products that I'm going to have come out just for you. Some headlights remover. That's going to be lavender scent. So I'm going to have to holler at you about some testing on that just to see how it works. But go ahead. What else is on your mind?
Oh yeah, I would keep going back and forth with you about the root work, but I don't want any root on me. It's praise Jesus every day. Just one more thing. Wanted to
Yes.
shout out, speaking of FBA women, wanted to shout out CC Freedom and Nikki the God. And also shout out to D-Tub, and huge shout out to her. I know she's retiring soon. She's been just a tremendous contributor to this FBA community. And, it's sad what happened to that little boy. And I hope that her family is able to get some justice. Even though I'm an SWS, I want everybody to do well. But I did want to ask you about why UFBAs have been so quiet about this Israeli-Palestinian issue.
Oh yeah, because doesn't have anything to do with us. We have our own issues that we're focusing on over here. So we're just giving everybody the same energy they've been giving us. Nobody is really helping us with our issues here. So we have to utilize our energy to rectify the situations that we have here instead of exhausting our energy on these other issues that really ultimately have nothing to do with us. So, we're letting everybody handle their business.
So
As we should, right?
do you not like one particular group, or
No. We don't dislike anybody. Which has nothing to do with us. We're letting them handle their own business. Why should we be concerned with any of that? That's the question to you. Why should foundational Black Americans be concerned with what's happening over there?
So by that logic, why should we be concerned with UFBAs? Why should I advocate for reparations?
Y'all ain't. You don't. You're against reparations, which is my point. Y'all
But
don't do anything for us. You don't care for us. You don't help us. That's my point.
So why
Thank
are
you
you
for
so
proving it.
concerned with Angela Bassett and this white award? Because you know the Oscars, we control that. So why do you guys care so much about our spaces?
Because if you're going to give her something or give somebody something, don't give it to create a welfare system for the white actresses because they're not as good as her, so you can appease them. Um, Check your frail ego and give it to the person who deserves it. Stop playing these little childish games and give it to the people that deserve what they're supposed to get. Right?
I think you're giving a disingenuous answer because I've heard you previously say that your contention with the Palestinians and Israelis because you felt that they've wronged you in the past, like with the George Floyd
No,
shopkeeper
no.
and the NYPD, IDF being trained, or the NYPD being trained by IDF. I've heard you say
Well,
stuff like
look.
that.
Well, no, the thing is, there's good and bad on both sides. You do have some Palestinians that are cool. You have some Israelis who are cool. You have some Palestinians who are janky, Israelis who are janky. But collectively, and I'm speaking collectively, none of these groups have helped us collectively. So we're holding our own nuts, they hold theirs. You see, we're giving everybody the same energy they give us, right?
But you're not. You constantly want to be in our spaces. We don't want you guys near us.
Who is our? What does Palestine and Israel have to do with our spaces? Because
No,
you're kind of
I
jumping
mean
all
the
over the
white,
place. What do you mean?
I mean the white community. You wanted to be in our schools. You want
Oh,
our awards. You want to be in our Hollywood.
right. Well, your Hollywood was based off anti-blackness. You build these institutions off of our backs. One of the biggest, the first blockbuster movies was Birth of a Nation, where you were
Great movie.
on the backs of black mocking us. Right, you were mocking us. The music industry that you built was built off our backs, off the music we created, sir. So that's the problem. You guys have been so busy capitalizing off of us, and then you say you don't want us in your spaces. What did you create except the space to exploit our talents? Right? So, shouldn't we get what we're supposed to get for our talents?
Which is what? What talents do you have?
The music that you make billions of dollars off of, our musical talent, where this whole music industry is based off of our creation.
Your music is
The
destructive.
whole
You're,
No, right. The whole sports. Oh, yeah, you say that about every genre of music. Every genre of music we created, you say it's destructive. Nothing is more destructive than the white supremacists, though, sir.
everything about
Sports,
FBA
you got
culture is a whole
sports.
distraction. Your sports is
Well, no,
distracting.
that's
Your music is distracting. It's not conducive to
well,
a
that's.
society that wants to innovate.
But is white supremacy conducive, sir? How is white supremacy working?
I mean, just hear the word supremacy. We're in a constant pursuit to do better, to be supreme.
Right. But if you're going to be supreme over people, that means mistreatment unjustly. There's no need to mistreat anybody in order for you to feel supreme. See, that's what makes you white
We
supremacists
don't
different
mistreat
from
you.
every group.
You're
You
the
do
best.
systematic. You
You're
mistreat
the
non-white people all over the world. That's what white supremacy is about. It's about mistreatment for enjoyment and fun. That's literally all you guys do.
FBAs
Y'all
are the
come up with
richest
ways.
black groups in the world.
No, no, but you white supremacists, what you do is come up with ways to mistreat non-white people. That's like your end all and be all in life. You wake up feeling, okay, have we mistreated some people today? Have we deprived them of schooling? Have we dumped some crack in somebody's neighborhood? Have we flooded somebody's community with epidemics and diseases? I mean, that's your being in life, the white supremacists.
So you
What
think
kind
that
of
we want
existence is that?
you think we want blacks to live in squalor and have high crime rates and be addicted to drugs and things that would impact all of
The-
America harmfully?
You orchestrate, your community orchestrates all of that.
And what do we benefit
When we
from?
start
How do we
doing
benefit from that?
when You benefit from that in many ways. When you flood our neighborhoods with drugs, You benefit from the drug sales themselves. That's number one, because it always trickles back down to the white supremacists somehow. You also benefit from the prison industrial complex and the judicial system and the police agencies, where they get allocated billions of dollars for a
By
war on
who?
drugs that they
Who
ripped
gives
off.
them the
But
billions? Who gives them the billions?
um,
Taxpayers. That's white
the what
taxpayers. So how do we
I,
benefit from it
I
when we have to spend billions
now
of
the
dollars to take care of you crackheads and you prison infest?
sir, sir, you spill billions of dollars taking care of the meth heads within your trailer park community, sir. That's a problem. That's where a lot of the money's going to. Y'all out there smoking meth and getting fever blisters all over your lips and all of that stuff. And a lot of those dollars are going to stop you drug addicts in the white supremacist community, sir. But again, a lot of these communities have prisons, and the prison economy is basically their economy. So these are the new plantations. So you need to racialize the filling of the plantation system, and
That makes no
that's where
sense.
criminality. It does make sense, sir,
So
because
we
you
spend
forced
billions to
criminal.
put you in prison, and then we spend billions to take care of you in prison. That's a complete
Right,
waste of
but the
money.
billion. No, it's not, sir. The billions of dollars is allocated towards your community. The law enforcement, they get billions of dollars to do nothing. What are you doing? You're not stopping anything. It doesn't cost billions of dollars to put us in prison. It doesn't cost that much to put us in prison. You can put us in prison. The money
But
goes in your pocket. It doesn't
who
put us in
pays for the
prison.
beds?
The
Who
money
pays for
goes
the
in
food? Who pays for the building? Who pays for the electricity? Who
private
pays for the
industries
plumbing?
who private industries who make that money right back tenfold, sir.
You guys don't work in
The
prison. You're lazy.
Sir, you force people to work in federal prison. Sir, yes, they do work in prison. And speaking of lazy, sir, how you doing over there in that trailer park, sir?
Well, how you doing over there in that crack den in Detroit, Michigan?
I don't live in Detroit, sir. I live in Los Angeles, California.
And that's
You
another thing.
understand?
Your entire life, you've gone from black area to white area. You went from the
What's
south
a white
to
area?
Detroit. Your neighbors are
What's a
white,
white area?
Tariq.
A lot
Tariq,
of
your
my
neighbors
neighbors are
are.
black. Sure.
No, they're not. The gardener doesn't count.
No. My neighbors, most of them, well, not most of them, but a lot of them are black celebrities.
And they're probably non FBA.
No, they're FBA. A lot of my neighbors are black celebrities. On my street here, there's four black people, four black families live here. Four black families, like
Out of
five
like 100.
whites. No, well, my street is kind of exclusive. I live in a kind of exclusive street. But yeah, I live around other black celebrities, sir.
But
That's
still,
because
you
I'm
went
not
from the
lazy like
south.
white supremacists.
You went from the south,
I
which is
was
about half black. You then went to Detroit, which is about
mm,
maybe a quarter black,
mm,
and now you're or Michigan, which is about a quarter black, and now you're in LA, which is
got it.
6% black. You've been in a pursuit for whiteness your entire life.
That don't make no sense. And you got it reversed. I was born in Detroit. Then I went and Detroit was all black when I was there in the 70s. It was damn near all black. Went to Birmingham.
Michigan.
I was in Birmingham, Alabama. That was majority black. Majority. Birmingham is still majority black now, I think. And I came out here and lived in South Central for a minute, Compton in a minute, Long Beach. And I was been in black areas for a long time. So,
No, you fled
um,
just like the
and
FBA fled to
also,
Canada and
and,
Mexico during slavery. You fled.
no. That's what your family fled from Europe to come over here eat off us. I
The
came to where
country's
my
named
tax
after
dollars.
my family. The country's named after an
Oh,
Italian.
what?
This is our country.
Um, no. You think Amerigo Vespucci? That wasn't his real name. That wasn't his real name, sir. It was
So who is
a
that?
black. Hold on, sir. There was a tribe of people called the Amarisques down in Central America, sir. You better really look and see where the name America comes from.
That's a lie.
It's,
Come on.
come on now.
So they
Amerigo.
use Latin letters.
That was
They
yeah.
Why
No,
would a
no, no,
tribe
no,
in
no.
Central America use Latin letters?
They didn't use Latin letters. A lot of you white supremacists would come over and get certain words and then anglicize them or Latinize them. You guys did that like Florida. Florida was La Florita, and it turned into Florida. So they did that with a lot of places over
That's just so
here.
ironic how the A in
And
FBA is white.
California,
You just basically you
California,
admitted that we named
hold on,
FBA. We created
hold
FBA.
on. And California was named after a black woman, Queen Califia, a mythological black woman from a Spanish novel talking about Moors and them having a stronghold over here and other places. It was a black woman named Califia. That's what California is named after. So there was a lot of things that were named and remixed. The names were remixed, sir. So you got to know history. See, if you didn't have that trailer park education, you would know some of this stuff, sir.
If you
All
guys
right?
didn't have all these identities that you claimed, the Moors, the Egyptians, you're exotic one day, you're Native Americans the other
Yeah,
day.
because black people are global. We were all of that stuff. See, we were global. We've been all over
Oh,
the world. See?
oh, you was
We yes,
kings.
that black people. Yeah. Black people. We were Egyptians. We were Egyptians. We were the Polynesians. You go there, they're still black. See, you were the one stuck in a little ice box that you couldn't get out of until black people help you. You were the one who was stuck, not us. We were everywhere, sir. That's why we can claim all of these different things because we were part of that. We claim the globalness of our blackness. We weren't stuck in a little ice box with fleas and ticks crawling out of our scalps, sir. That was you. All right.
And what have you done since then? Where's your settlement? Where's your empire? We're the only race of people who have an empire still remaining, which is evidence that we were the real kings. We were the queens. We were the emperors.
Of what? What were you the kings and emperors of?
The Roman Empire. I mean, just look at that.
Hmm. And many of them were black. Some of the leaders of the Roman Empire,
Oh,
Septimus
come
Severus,
on.
he was
Come.
black.
See, you guys have an identity
Yeah.
crisis. I wonder how long FBA is
No,
going
we
to last. I think maybe 20 years,
no
and
we
then you go back to the Indian stuff.
and then why did the Roman Empire fall? Because when you're perverted
Because the
white
blacks came.
supremacist forefather, no, because of your freaky ass people like Caligula sitting up here having sex with animals and doing all types of weird stuff, and then it fell down. It fell and
Freaky.
crumbled, and then yeah,
Just like
freaky.
the video you
He was
posted the other day of black children on poles. That's what your community is doing.
right,
That's
and
FBA.
and, and sir, and you see, most of us are against that nonsense. That's why we call
Oh no,
that
you
out.
guys are not. No, you guys aren't.
Sir, you don't want to talk
Look
about
at your music.
children being exploited. Sir, you guys have pedophile rings all over the world. You guys have the Epsteins. The documents are still coming out. That's just the only one who got caught, sir. You guys have perversion on lock. So you're not at liberty to
R.
talk about
Kelly,
anything
Bill
perverted.
Cosby.
One, R. Kelly didn't do. I mean, well, Bill Cosby didn't do anything. Bill Cosby is 100% innocent. What do you mean, Bill Cosby? Bill Cosby
Who's
didn't do
that polite
anything.
guy? I mean, we made a
Um,
RICO law.
he, he's non-FBA. Okay, so what you trying to say?
There's an entire law
We don't
made
have
after this one black celebrity about transporting minors across states that I can't remember.
what
You have
what
laws.
law? What you Oh, no, it's a law that you're talking about, the Mann Act that they put on
Yep.
the books for Jack Johnson. They put it on for Jack
And
Johnson
well,
because
was he FBA?
your white, because yeah, he was FBA, but he wasn't assaulting women. The white women were choosing him, and they were mad because they were choosing him. He
Oh,
didn't
okay.
assault any. All he did, the law was the White Trafficking Act. If you just bang a white woman across state lines, they made that illegal. If you were black, they were just mad because he was boning white women. Why are you guys so racially and sexually insecure, sir? What's that about? You have
Why
to
are
make
you
laws to
so?
stop your white. What? No, no, no. You got to make laws to get your white women off, brothers. Why are you so insecure?
Because you stay with the FBA woman. Why don't you like FBA women?
I love FBA women.
So
I don't
why do
need
you
to make a
promote
law for
mixing?
and I don't need to make a law to get them off of you because they're not trying to go to your trailer park, sir. You got to go get a tether for that.
Okay, I don't
All
want to
right.
occupy too much of your time. Just had one more question about this whole Democrat thing. So the Democrats are ruining our
Uh-huh.
country. So you're you're deluded to thinking that this is going to be the election that black people finally wake up, but it's not. It wasn't in 2016. Wasn't in 2020. So what makes you think that black people are going to
What's
somehow
the di-
wake up
what
this election
what's
cycle?
the what's the difference between a Democratic white supremacist and a Republican white supremacist?
That's neither here nor there. My point is, you're saying that you guys are going to leave the party en masse. That doesn't
You
seem
brought
to be
it
the
up.
case, and won't be the
What you mean?
case.
You brought it up. You brought up Democrats and Republicans. So it is the case. What's the difference between a Democratic white supremacist and a Republican white supremacist?
Well, one party doesn't flood the country with millions of illegals every month. One party doesn't support degeneracy in our schools, in our institutions, in our cultural centers. One party doesn't believe in
One
mass abortion of
one
black
party
babies.
believes in one party believes in erasing Black history and making Black history damn near illegal. One party
There's no
believes in
issue with that.
elevating white groups. Yeah. Ron DeSantis' Florida, it is an issue. One party
So do
believes
you
in
want
flooding the
to?
community. Well,
Do you not want to be
the
considered an
drugs, the
American? Why do
drug,
you want to just think
the
Black
drug. No,
history?
no, no. Because you're talking about Republicans and Democrats. Man, in the 1980s, it was your boy Republican who y'all love, Reagan, flooding the Black communities with crack cocaine. That was under Reagan, who's a
He gave
Republican
you
who
guys what
y'all
you wanted.
love.
Nobody
Sir, we
forced you to
didn't want
take
no
the
damn
crack.
crack.
So why did you
Nobody
smoke
forced
it?
y'all to put it in our community. Why did y'all put it in our communities?
Why did you smoke it? Why did you sell it to each other?
Why did you put it in the communities? That's the question.
Why do you watch TV shows that talk about
Why,
this and enjoy those
why did your
shows?
community why did your conservative brethren flood our Black communities with crack cocaine? What was that about?
If you hate
And
it so
you want
much,
to
why
point
do you
the
guys
finger
watch
at
TV shows
Democrats.
about it and laugh and
All
enjoy the
right, well
TV shows like Power?
don't point the finger at the Democrats or the Republicans, because both of you guys were doing things to undermine us, sir. That's my point. Both birds
But
of the
you're so
same
gonna
feather.
so if they're the same, why do you vote for one party 10x? What do you vote for with the other if they're the same?
I don't, sir. I don't. And that's why I'm telling
Black people,
people neither one
FBAs.
of them ain't.
So
I'm
are
telling
FBAs
you,
stupid?
sir, you are, I'm assuming, are conservative, right?
Of course, I'm against reparations.
Of course. Right. But the thing is, while you sitting in your trailer park voting conservatively, you don't really get any benefits. Your benefits are just psychic benefits.
No,
Maintaining white supremacy.
I get
You
low
maintain white
taxes,
supremacy.
low crime.
You don't even get the trickle down effects of white supremacy. You just get the psychic benefit of saying, okay, there's some Black folks who get harmed. You don't even get anything out of it, sir. You sit here and support the Trumps and all of these people who make billions of dollars while you sitting in your trailer eating a mayonnaise sandwich, sir. You don't even get any good benefits. It's all psychological. How's that working for you?
And what benefits do you get from voting Democrat, which is what blacks do at 90% or
But
greater every
don't.
single election
I
cycle?
don't. And I tell Black
Yes.
people to leave the damn Democrats alone.
And
I
so are
don't get
FBAs
nothing from
stupid
them. That's
then?
why I rock with
So would you
nobody's
concede that
stupid.
FBAs are
You know,
stupid?
if
What's the
we're going to be
definition of
stupid, either
insanity?
way,
What's the definition of
the
insanity?
insanity is having a low birth rate and trying to get mad at Black people who have nothing to do with your birth rates
Our
instead of
birth
trying
rate
to
is
figure
higher than
out,
yours.
sir, that's a fantasy. You know good and well you got low birth rates and you're dying faster than you're reproducing in white supremacist society, and that's why you're upset, aren't you, sir?
You guys fund the abortion clinics and you vote for them. So when we're talking about birth rates, the average white
But
woman
sir,
produces more babies on average
sir,
than the average black woman.
but as you see, there's a lot of Black folks, so we're not all getting aborted, sir. But those
You've been at
low birth
14%
rates,
for the last, 50 years? You've been at 14%.
um, because you guys flood our borders with a bunch of immigrants. That's why, as we see right
And you
now.
guys vote for it. And you vote for it.
That's we don't. We're not voting for that stuff, sir.
You vote for
We
Democrats
14.
90% or
No,
greater every
you
single
guys
election
are the
cycle.
ones, sir. You guys have to sit here and flood the damn zone with all of these illegals in order to squander our numbers. That's the only reason they do that, so that our numbers will be perpetually low. Why are you guys so intimidated by us and our numbers,
And
sir?
that just proves the idiocy of FBAs, that you vote for your own
Well,
demise.
idiocy, you're the idiocy because you guys, the Republicans, let it happen too, sir. They're not
No, we
stopping
don't.
it. The Republicans ain't stopping
because
nothing. They're still coming under the Republicans. So are you just as dumb, sir?
no, because all attempts for Republicans to stop it is diverted by the federal government under the Supremacy Clause and also the Interstate Commerce Clause, which prevents us from controlling our own borders and being able to deport these people from state to state.
So you have a bunch of dummies running the show. So why are there so many dummies in your community, sir? If
It
that's the
wasn't like
case,
this
I
under
thought you,
Trump. It wasn't.
sir. There were people coming across this border under Trump. All that build that wall talk. There were still people coming over here in droves, sir. So let's stop.
Again,
All
that's
right.
inconsequential because that's not like you
It's
guys have
very
stopped voting
consequential.
for Democrats.
It's very consequential because you're talking about black people being dumb, and you guys sit up here, and the same thing happens under the Republicans, and you don't have all that vitriol then. People flooding the neighborhoods from all of these other countries illegally. They did it under Trump, and all that build that wall talk. Nothing
It
happened,
wasn't to
sir.
the tunes of millions per month. And he did get
But
400 miles
they,
of walls built.
right, they're still coming over, sir. That wall didn't do anything. They're coming. You see how easily they're coming
Again,
over
you're
here.
you're deflecting. You're
How's that
deflecting
wall? How
because
am I deflecting? How's that wall? I
because
thought you were gonna build that wall and build it tall, and they're still coming over. So how'd that work? How'd that work
because
out?
I wonder what you're gonna do in December of 2024, where you see the polls come in and the surveys come in, and blacks support Democrats at 95% or greater. Nothing has changed. I wonder what you're gonna say. I just
Sir,
wonder.
the Democrats, their numbers are with black polling right now is in the tank right now. They're
And that's what
struggling
you
with black
said. And that's what you said in 2020. You said the exact same thing.
Sir, I don't remember saying that, but their numbers, as we see, are very, very low. In 2020, by the way, I think that election was finessed, to be honest. I really think the election was finessed. Black people weren't supporting the Democrats like that in 2020. That was a con game. You couldn't find all of these black Biden supporters and all of that. It wasn't like that. So I think that was a
Have you
major
not been to a
finesse.
Biden rally? Have you not been to a single Biden event? You look at the crowd, it's almost all black, aside from the few
Sure,
white
that's
liberals that are there.
true. That yeah, not a few. They just had something at a church up there in South Carolina. Somebody did a pan out. They had some bought and paid for black people sitting in the middle in front of the camera, but all the other people around were all white. So what you're saying is inherently not true, sir. But
But
you are a
guess
white
what? In
supremacist. So
November, they're gonna whip out the watermelon and fried chicken, and you guys are gonna turn out. So the
and
optics don't matter.
watermelon, man, I would love to get some of that watermelon and fried chicken because that tuna casserole and quiche and avocado wraps that you guys are serving, that is not the business, sir. I want
Have you
some of
seen
that
the weight
good
on your
fried chicken.
women?
Have you seen the chins on yours? All right. Have you seen these honey boo boo looking women frolicking around your community, sir? All right. Do we want to go there? Hmm? Because you do not have a bunch of
Have you
dimes
seen?
floating around your. Let's not go there. Okay. You do. You
Have you
got a
seen the
bunch of
bundles?
flat. Well, you can't even get it out, sir. You can't even get it out. Have you seen the dirty feet, flat, raggedy booty, Britney Spears, honey boo boo looking women in your community, sir? All right, want to go there? Yeah, we don't want to go
I
there,
saw I saw a piece of weave.
sir. These white women are coming over with these little weaves, sir. They're walking around here looking like Barry Gibbs with these fucking big ass 1970s wannabe Farrah Fawcett wigs that they got. Your women, they're getting the wig and weave game sold up. A lot of their hair is falling out because of the meth, sir. So you got a bunch
Anyways,
of.
have you found a way to divert my FBA, my $5 FBA finesse that I talked to you about earlier? You couldn't debunk it or give any rebuttal to the fact that we would be eligible for reparations under your current guidelines.
How so? How
I've
would you
given
be
you like
eligible?
2 months.
Now, how would you be
I
eligible
talked
if you
about
were?
how there's a significant number of white people in this country who have FBA lineage.
How so? How would
You've
you have an
never
advantage?
because they were slaves who gave birth to people who were mixed, and then those mixed people mated with people who are white, and then along the way they became more and more white to the white people that we have today. Not a
That's a rare,
significant number in terms of
that's a
percentage wise, but
that's a
raw
rare thing.
number.
And here's the thing: in order to one of the requirements for reparations, you have to currently be classified as black. So if you now classify yourself as white, you ain't in it. You out. See, that's why we had to.
And that's against the law. There's no law that can say, oh, you have to be a certain race to receive this. That's against the law. The Civil Rights
Well,
Act of 1960,
hmm
of 1964 outlaws discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, and national origin. You should know that.
then
So
if you're
when the reparations
so
come,
so, but if you're passing for white, you won't be able to prove that you're a descendant of freedmen. See, that's the thing,
yes,
because a lot.
yes,
Oh,
we can
no,
because there's census data.
no,
So how can you
no.
do it then? How can you know
But
who your ancestors
I
are?
because I can because I'm black now and I've lived black. A lot of you guys will change your records up and hide your records. So a lot of
So
you
that means
hide.
non-FBAs can qualify as well then. That means the
No, that
so-called
makes
tethers
no.
can.
That makes no sense. So listen, I'm telling you how. See, the Rachel Dolezal thing won't work because you can't be a white person and say, "Hey, look, I'm white, but I have a great grandmother who was a freedman." Y'all would have to cover that stuff up in order to pass. So they probably
That
they've
sounds like some
screwed the.
I'm black and I said so.
No, because when y'all pass, when people try to pass, they have to really change records and do a lot of stuff with the paperwork. So your paperwork is probably already doctored up. So you can't do that. See, that's why you can't. We ain't gonna use the race thing all the way. You're going to use the lineage thing where you got to be a descendant of a freedman. See, that freedman is a status. See, we got all that covered so that y'all can
And
try
many
to.
white people are descendants of freedmen. They are. Just as
Uh,
I said
but
in the scenario where
but
you have
but in
mixing
order
of
to
races.
pass, in order to pass, many of them had to doctor their records, so they're not going to be able to trace it. Whereas a person who's black now, we will be able to trace it. See, so you screwed yourself out of
There's
it
no
right there.
difference between that
You
doesn't make any sense. That's a lot of
Yeah,
I'm
hell,
black
it
and I
makes
said
all
so
the sense.
babble.
No, it's not, sir. Because people who pass, they go out of their way to get the paperwork doctored up and erased. They have to erase a whole bunch of stuff and get rid of records to hide their Negro background. The people who pass, they were meticulous about hiding
Hide it
their
from who?
Negro background from
From
the
who?
dominant
Hide it from
society
who?
because they from the dominant white society.
How
Because
does the
white
average white
because
person
listen, I'm
need? Why would
telling
the
you,
average white person need to do that?
because they understand that white people will get to snooping around and uncover documents just like they did with some Jewish Nazis here in America. People like Dan
Those were
Burroughs.
high profile people. The average white
Right.
person isn't high profile enough for someone to do
Doesn't
something
matter.
like that.
Doesn't
Just
matter.
for
It
someone to
doesn't
go snoop around their papers.
doesn't matter if they're high profile or not. You had Jewish Nazis who were hiding the fact that they were Jewish. It was Dan Burroughs, another guy, Frank
That's a
somebody.
high
What,
profile person.
right. What was Frank's? Do you remember Frank? He was a what was Frank's last name? He was a Jewish Nazi. He was part of the Nazi party. What is Frank's name? Because he changed his name a couple of times.
You,
Man, I can't think of this guy's name. I got old player brain cells. I'd be forgetting. But there was a guy named Frank something who was a part of the Nazi party, and he was secretly Jewish. They found out he was Jewish, kicked
Colin?
him. Colin, yeah, Frank Collins, right? Yeah, Frank Collins. But and here's the thing. This is the interesting thing about Frank. After Frank got kicked out of the Nazi party, I guess as an act of revenge, he started telling the truth. He started writing books talking about how black people were the original people of the Americas. He started telling the truth about a whole bunch of stuff. He was like, you know what? Black
Sounds
people
like
have
a
been.
lunatic.
Yeah, no. He said, fuck it. Since I'm out, y'all didn't kick me out. I might as well start telling the truth. Black people have been here for thousands of years. Black people were the Olmecs. Black people were. This dude just started writing books telling the truth about black people and who we were and us creating these civilizations. And he was a former Nazi. Real
I really
interesting
feel
story.
bad for you guys.
Why so? Why
I really
so? Why,
feel bad for you guys.
why so? Why so?
You have an
When,
identity
when,
crisis. It's
sir,
so obvious that UFBAs are just lost. It's like What do
You're the
they?
one,
What do the Africans call you?
sir,
What is it? Lost cat? What is?
sir, you're the one who had to flee from his homeland, not us. Who has an identity crisis, sir? You're a new
What do those
boogie.
Africans? What is it? Lost cat? What do they say?
And what
The word that means stray cat, or
and
that's what you guys are. You
and
guys are
what's the word for
lost.
you? And what's that word? Potato famine that you had to flee from, sir? Is that the word? Potato famine?
I
Right?
mean, you're over here citing Nazis like Frank Collins and talking about indigenous this and
Right.
that. Like you're
Because we
lost.
are.
You
Because
guys
no,
are
sir,
lost.
we're the most unlost people in this country, sir. Because we are very rooted in our culture here, and you're not, sir. You the one who had to flee.
And it would have been
Because
great if Lincoln just booted you guys all back to Africa when he had the opportunity to. It would
what?
really have saved us a headache, and your headache of not having identity. You're lost
Well, sir,
culturally,
if that were
and I feel
you,
bad for you guys actually.
but if we would have not been here, where would you have fled to, sir? Where would you have left? You would be stuck in Europe, sir, if it weren't for us. So that would be bad, right?
We've
You'd be
contributed more than you.
no, you haven't. You'd be stuck in Europe eating a hamster sandwich, sir. You would be stuck over there,
Well,
struggling and
you're
hungry.
so
Sorry,
look
y'all
at
didn't get
Europe
your
right now. Are you really looking at
yeah,
Europe and seeing struggle? Europe is very prosperous.
yeah. After
It's the
the fact,
greatest continent on the
yeah.
planet.
Europe, no, it's
After the
not the
fact
great.
of what? Europe
No,
Europe
after the
had very little
of
slavery.
of no, no, stop it, sir. Stop. Europe was built off the finances made off the labor here, sir. That's what Europe was built off of. You know that. Europe wasn't popping before the
No, it
slave
wasn't.
trade over here.
All you guys did was pick. I hate to get back into this, but all you did was pick
No,
cotton, which was
well,
about less than 3% of the economy.
sir,
It wasn't even
no,
that
you don't. No,
much.
no. You don't have slave codes for people who just pick some damn cotton. You don't have militia groups for people who just pick some cotton. You don't have all of these industries
Because
popping up just for people picking some damn cotton, sir. We did way more than that, sir. We created the culture here, sir.
mm,
All of it.
no,
All of the culture.
it's 3% of the
Yes,
U.S. economy, but 100% for the industry that it's in. So of course, people within that industry
sir.
want to protect their assets.
Sir, no. Sir, it wasn't just some damn
Just like
if
we
it were
have.
just sir, if it was just as simple as cotton, y'all could have did that. And you didn't. We did more than that. We built the country from scratch. We cleared the brush, built the bridges, built the railroads, created the infrastructure. It was us.
Speaking of bridges, Did you see the African lady in
Has
Congo who
yeah,
couldn't?
right. I saw that. Horrible. Has nothing to do with us, sir.
You guys can't
Horrible.
build bridges. So where's the evidence that you built any
I'm not from
bridges?
the Congo. We're not from the
Those are your
Congo. What are you
people.
talking about?
Those are you're genetically
No,
the
no,
same. You're genetically
no,
the same.
sir. We're not from the Congo. How so? We're not from the Congo. We're foundational
Your
Black
genetic
Americans, sir.
makeup, your
Sir,
genetic makeup is about 98% similar
no, sir,
with that lady.
sir. Our ethnicity is completely different, sir. We have a different ethnicity. We share the same skin color. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about, sir?
You guys
If
you
that
guys are
is,
phenotypically the same and you're genetically the same. You need to stop.
sir,
Again, it's this lost
we're
culture that you
ethnically,
guys have. I just feel so bad.
we're
Like I
the
feel so bad for FBAs.
sir. You don't feel bad for us, sir. You feel bad for those struggle genes over there in that trailer park with that zero birth rate. That's what you feel bad for, sir.
See, white Americans, we claim Europe. Asian Americans, they claim Asia. You're the only
Sir,
people who don't claim your continent, which is just
yes,
a lost identity.
we shout out, yeah, sir. Y'all don't go to Europe. You don't go back to no damn Europe. Europe is the last place y'all
We
go
love
to. Y'all
Europe,
no, you don't. And the Europeans don't love you. The Europeans don't even like you, especially the French. I've been over there. They don't
and
like
the
you.
Africans don't like you.
Well, yeah, enough of them do. That's why they over here kicking it with us. The Europeans don't like you, dude. You know that. Go to France. They really. For what did y'all do to
That's a
France? They really.
projection. Yeah, that's a projection.
No, it's not. What did y'all do to France? They really don't like y'all asses. They these fat Americans. They be talking about you guys. They don't like you guys. What do y'all do? What's that about? I never really got into that. What's with you and you guys in the French? They really can't stand you.
They're mad that we didn't deport you guys back to Africa when we had the chance
Oh,
to.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're
Anyways, I'm sick of you guys and your identity crisis. You guys need
that's a
psychological
projection,
help.
sir.
Stop with the
That's a projection.
identities. More as
That's a
Egyptians
that's a
is just out of
projection, sir.
control. not your
Because
Native
you really
Americans.
because you don't have a culture, sir. As a white supremacist, you don't really have no culture, other than fleeing the slums of Europe. You don't have a culture, sir. You can't even go back to Europe. They don't want you there. You can't go nowhere. You're just stuck with them struggle jeans in that trailer park, mad at the founders of this country, sir. That's what you're mad at. But you're gonna be all right. Oh, did he bounce? Okay, he bounced. Okay, poor fella. All right, my dude got up out of here. All right.